I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to hear.
Good morning, Night City!
Once again. From a bumpy launch to getting their servers hacked to redeeming themselves, it's safe to say that CD Projekt Red's journey with Cyberpunk 2077 has been interesting to see unfold. But I must say I cannot wait to play Phantom Liberty, and this video will share with you exactly why. Hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. If you're excited to go back to Night City, make sure to squish the like button so we can smack the algorithm in the face, and consider subscribing for more RPG and cozy gaming content. The first reason why I'm excited is because of freaking Idris Elba. I mean, do I need to say more? He will be playing the role of Solomon Reed, an experienced new USA Federal Intelligence Agency agent. If we learned anything from the original game itself, the performances in this game have been top-notch. I can't imagine anybody pulling off the character of Johnny Silverhand other than Keanu Reeves himself, and I can already feel how Idris Elba would make a pretty solid agent in Cyberpunk 2077, especially after the role that he plays in Luther. Seeing Keanu play Johnny Silverhand was one heck of an experience, and I cannot see why Solomon Reed would be any different. I love both of these actors, and seeing the new performances just unfold is gonna be pretty interesting to watch. The second reason I'm excited is because this feels like Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. CDPR has a massive patch coming which will address many of the issues we've had with the game, but will also give us plenty of quality of life updates. There will be better UI overall, fixes to the phone which is no longer gonna annoy the heck out of you, better facial animations and expressions, which I don't know how is that even possible, because in my opinion already they look really great, so it's just gonna get better from here, I guess. And today, as I'm writing this, we will get a better look at the game, but I'm not gonna be watching it because I feel like I know enough and I just want to play the game already. So keep in mind, if I say anything that is gonna be mentioned after posting this video, it's because I just refuse to watch any more trailers. So at this point, I'm just like, please take my money and let me play the game. By the way, a random question just popped in my head. Which path did you start with when you played your game, or which path are you gonna choose if this is gonna be your first playthrough? I went with the Street Kid and I felt like it just fit perfectly with V's story, but I would love to know which experience did you go for. Anyways, speaking of the patch, we will also have a new skill tree, which is the third thing I'm excited about. The skill tree is overhauled and it feels more streamlined. If you played the original game, you're already familiar with how clunky it can be to navigate and understand what you want to improve on. In a blog post on Screen Rant, they draw out a report from Video Game Chronicles, and they share that CDPR will give us a new experience with skills. So rather than gaining a passive buff like increased critical strike chance or longer bleed duration on enemies, Phantom Liberty will now give players new moves to experiment with. They also say, according to GameSpot, some of the new abilities in Phantom Liberty's updated reflex skill tree includes a mid-air dash and the ability to deflect bullets with melee weapons. This just sounds like more fun for us to have. If you played the game, you already know that the skills were pretty sick to play around with, so I can only imagine how much more fun it's gonna be with the added skills. With that being said, we also have more gameplay mechanics overhauled, so I'll just combine them all into reason number 4. We have new vehicles, which I remember the existing vehicles and the bugs attached to them were pretty hilarious in my playthrough. I will leave my Squish in the Backlog episode for you in the pinned comments so you can see my mini review of Cyberpunk 2077. And you can see some footage of the hilarious bugs that I encountered. Anyway, the police AI is also overhauled, so they're now a lot more responsive. I don't remember dealing with them that much in my playthrough because I'm a good angel citizen in Night City, but if you are one of the naughty ones, you will have repercussions for your actions now. The fifth reason I'm excited is the expanded map, which adds Docktown, a new section located east of the Pacifica sub-districts of Coastview and Westwind Estate. As we've seen with Witcher 3, for example, CDPR knows how to make each area so distinct and unique. For example, Skellig just scared the crap out of me, whereas Toussaint just felt like a more relaxed and a chill place to be. And the same was applied in Cyberpunk 2077. The Badlands Desert made me just want to get the frick out of there as soon as possible, but being around the city center just made it a little bit more safe, even though it's not really safe. But I think like the lights and the population just makes me feel less lonely. We will also get to meet Kurt Hansen, the leader of the faction ruling Dogtown, which I cannot spell their name for the life of me, so we're just gonna leave it there. And one thing that I've learned from Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 is that CDPR knows how to create a villain, and the storytelling behind each character is just so well done that you'll end up having such strong emotions towards the character. Whether you end up absolutely hating or loving them, they know how to evoke these strong feelings that you'll develop. So I'm ready to see how I'm gonna feel about Kurt, but also a little bit worried because some of the villains are a little bit scary, but we'll see how it goes. Dogtown also brings in the black market, so this is where V can get new unique cyberware and weapons that cannot be found in other parts of Night City. So again, more gameplay mechanics added in, so more fun for us. If you played the game, let me know which build did you go for or which one you're planning to go for if this is your first time around. In my playthrough, I went with the melee build. I just loved my freaking katanas, but I might try something different this time around, just still not sure what I'm gonna choose. The sixth reason I'm excited is because there is a new ending, and we're not gonna get any spoilery. I'm not gonna tell you about anything of that, but just, you know, knowing that a new playthrough might grant me different decisions and a new, you know, story for V and maybe a new ending just sounds all too exciting for me. So yes, I will be starting a new playthrough for the DLC because I've already finished the game and I would just like to play it all over again, and I'm curious to know if you're gonna do the same. The seventh reason I'm excited is the new side quests. Guys, CDPR, in my opinion, are the kings and queens of side quests done right. And in general, one of the reasons why I love Western RPGs much more than JRPGs is because of the side quests and how they can still heavily influence the game, but also act as a means for learning more about the characters and the lore in every game. I'm so glad that in my first playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077, I took my time to just complete the side quests. If I were to go with just the mainline quest, I would have missed out on so much story progression and different characters' lore, and it just wouldn't have been the same. I would have missed out on freaking Panem, I love her. I would have missed out on Judy and guiding River Ward. I also wouldn't have learned that much about Johnny Silverhand and his history, so I feel like the side quests just make the game feel more alive. Again, I'm not going to watch the new gameplay trailers, so I'm not gonna know if there will be that many new side quests, but hopefully there will be. The eighth reason is a little bit difficult to explain because it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Cyberpunk 2077, but it's more so drawing out what I've seen with Witcher 3 and the DLC of Blood and Wine and Heart of Stone. Both of these added such amazing characters to the mix, and the areas as well as the new enemies give the original story that much more meaning. With Phantom Liberty priced at $30, I would expect a big chunk of content added in, and we already have gone through a lot of things confirmed, so I can't wait to just dive back into Night City and explore a new side of V, but also build an entirely new experience for myself. I remember being so freaking overwhelmed when I first played Witcher 3. The same happened with Cyberpunk. I was just like, I don't know what is happening. I don't like this game. And I just shut down the game. But you will slowly learn the mechanics and familiarize yourself with what the games have to offer. But now I just know where to go. I know what to do. So this playthrough is just gonna be different. And if we get a similar experience to what we had in Blood and Wine and Heart of Stone, Phantom Liberty would be a pretty cool expansion as well. In closing thoughts, I'm so excited for Phantom Liberty if you can't tell already. Many are worried about it, which is very fair considering how the game initially launched, and we finally have a stable version of the game, so adding in so many gameplay mechanics might risk us getting game-breaking bugs again, but I really hope that CD Projekt Red just learned from their mistake, they took their time, and you know, after all, it took them a really long time to redeem their reputation, so it would be surprising if they jeopardize that again and release a disaster, so I would like to think that they're not gonna do that this time around. This video was an absolute blast to make. Thank you for all the love on Starfield, and I'm slowly getting just more comfortable talking about RPGs, so let me know if you're excited for Phantom Liberty or if you have reservations. This community is all about conversations, being civil, being tolerant, being just kind, and letting each other just have a civil conversation, which we tend to not have a lot in gaming communities. Thank you to my Patreon and YouTube channel members who continue to support everything that I do here. Thank you for watching, and a shout out goes to the games I mentioned, Stephanie, Jacob, Steven, Dark One, and Jake Logan for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.